Good morning. I'd like to go ahead and share some information with you. This is about our upcoming driver's ed class. My name is Mr. Vance, and I'll be your driver's ed instructor for the class portion of this class. So I wanted to give you a little bit of information before you go on your Christmas break. I've had a couple of parents to email and just ask for a little more specifics. I tried to give you a pretty detailed schedule and letter of the events, but I want to go back over just a couple of things. So first of all, the first day of our class is going to be January the 11th, which is a Monday. Next, I need to tell you about an introductory meeting. Okay, and basically what I find out is most of my students, the biggest anxiety they have about this class is being able to log on and being able to manipulate the Google Classroom. So what I'm going to do is on January the 10th, which is Sunday at 7 p.m., we will have an introductory meeting where you're already enrolled in your Google Classroom. You'll go to the Google Classroom Meets link, you'll sign in, and then we will have a face-to-face meeting with the entire class. At that time, what I'll do is I'll kind of show you the outline of how I lay the class out, how you access material, and how you submit material. And I'll have a little, probably a Google Forms or some sort of a doc, something that you need to fill out and then go back in and submit for me. So just a little bit of practice. It takes a little bit, I guess, the tension off of it. So at this point, what should you have done or do you need to do? Guys, I implore you, please take the time to go through and read all the information I'm sending to you. Everything about driver's ed doesn't fall under the same rules as school. We fall under state guidelines. Our guidelines are mandated by the state. Last year, when we went on quarantine in March, we couldn't do any driver's ed, and the reason being is because the state by law says that driver's ed must be taught face to face. You can't do an online class. Well, because of the extent of the quarantine, in early May, the Senate or the House went and voted to put an amendment in there saying that during the COVID-19, all of this, that they're going to allow driver's ed to be taught online with the condition that it's still considered face-to-face. That means that it's not like a traditional online class where I post assignments, you do the assignments. Literally, you're going to have to be online with me for those 3 hours, Monday through Friday, every day, the 10 days of class. So that is a biggie. People don't realize that. They're like, well, can I do the work? And the answer is, no, you can't. You have to be face-to-face with me. So what should you have done at this time besides read all of the materials? Number one, you should have enrolled in the Google Classroom. Most of you have. I've seen that. Number two, you need to enroll in the Remind Me. I use the Remind Me app to communicate a lot. This is what I find with emails. Emails are great if y'all are in the routine of checking your email, but we don't always check our email, but in the morning or maybe in the afternoon, you might miss something. But guys, I have a son that's in high school, and I know when his phone goes ding, he's going to look at it. So what I've done is I created that Remind Me system for us in this class, and it's a texting system, but it's monitored by the school. So it's a lot safer. It's not like just me texting. There's no number showing anything else. So when I text you and it goes bing, you're going to go, oh, and a lot of times it'll just say, I just sent you an important email. Make sure you check it. But it will get your attention and make sure that you don't miss anything. All right, there's a couple of things that I need to make sure that you're aware of and that you understand before we go into the class. So y'all know that we're going to have a meeting. I'll send that information out again, pre-meeting on January the 10th at 7 o'clock. That'll be our introduction. But also, I need to tell you about some important dates. you know, all of y'all are Freedom students except for two, so everything is going to be based at Freedom High School. So in order for you to do driver's ed, you have to have an eye screening. It's not an eye exam like when you go to the doctor to check you for glasses. It's an eye screening that's done by a representative from the DMV's office, and they're nice enough to set up a time and a day, and they actually will come to our school. So they are going to, or not they, you will be at Freedom High School in the cafeteria on January the 21st. So on that particular day, I think it's a Tuesday, it might be a Thursday, I'm not 100% for sure, but on that particular day, we will not have a traditional class where it's online, me and you. Instead, you will meet at Freedom High School, and it only takes about 10 or 15 minutes. So it starts at 2:30 and it goes to about 3:15. So what you'll need to do is make arrangements to be taken over to Freedom High School on that specific day. You have to have your eyes checked in order to do your road work. Now, the good thing about it is you do not have to have your eyes checked in order to do the driving range. So that's the next date that I want to tell you about. On the driving range, again, we meet at Freedom High School at the driving range, and it's down beside the baseball field, out behind the back of the school, and we will have 3 classes, and I'll tell you more about this whenever we're having our class, and we'll sign up. But basically, you will sign up for one of these 3-hour blocks, and the first one is 8 to 12, the second one is 12:30 to 4:30, and then the third one is the next day, 1 to 5. So this is going to be Saturday, January the 30th, and Sunday, January the 31st. And again, I'll go over much more detail about what you're going to be doing and how to sign up and what you'll need to do. So those were a couple of things that I wanted to go over. So just to make sure that I told you everything, we are having a meeting on January the 10th, which is Sunday night at 7. You'll click onto your classroom, meet me in Google Meets. If you have a problem, whatever the case may be, you'll need to remind me. Don't email me because I'm going to be tied up. My computer's going to be using Google Meet, so you'll have to use the Remind Me app. Also, guys, if you have any problems with this, I told you to go back in and read the information. You need to make sure that there's no conflicts. There is no, I'll miss a day of driver's ed and go to a day of basketball, or I'll miss cheer and go, split it. There is no. Driver's ed is mandated. You must be in front of me for 30 contact hours face to face. So that's not a school policy. That's not a Burke County policy. That's a North Carolina law. So I can't do exceptions to that. If you have any type of conflict, because I've already had a couple of cheerleaders contact me, you know what? You contact me right now, ASAP, then I don't have any problems with it. I'm just going to take you, put you on the next list, and you'll be invited to the next class. But if you just don't show up and then you go, oh, I wasn't able to because you took somebody's spot, we're behind. So I'm not going to punish you, but I'm not going to give you the next class. We will do a makeup class at the end of the year for anybody who does exactly that. And it never fails. We have 2 or 3 kids in every class that'll do that. That's choices and consequences. We believe that if you're 15, 14 years old, getting ready to start driving a 3,000-pound car, that you need to take on some responsibility and act like a mature young adult. All right, so I will see y'all again on January the 10th. Make sure that you fill out all of this. You can share this video with your parents and let them see it as well. Thank you very much.